Beautiful souls, hello and welcome back to Subconscious Food. If you're new to the channel, Subconscious Food gives you the tools, techniques and tips to empower you to live your most happy, fulfilled and abundant life. In this video we are talking about something very important. Are your thoughts flowers or weeds? And the reason why this is so important, because it helps you become very present and conscious to the moment about whether your thoughts serve you for your highest good and greatest joy. If you haven't already subscribed, do go ahead, click the subscribe button to support me. I'm so grateful for all of your subscriptions, and turn on your bell notifications to get notified every time I post a new video. With that being said, let's get straight on to the video. Okay, so every time you are having a thought that you don't know is in alignment with you, you've got to think, if I water this thought, will it turn into a flower, a beautiful, blooming, high vibrational, nature's wonderful, amazing, immaculate, intricate flower, or will it turn into a weed? And no, I'm not talking about marijuana or cannabis, but I'm just talking about what we would represent, or what we would refer to as a plant that grows in our gardens that's a bit of a pest. Are our thoughts flowers beautifully blooming within our head, within our garden of life, or are they weeds, pesty little weeds, not serving us for our highest good and greatest joy? So the way to become very conscious to your thoughts is to simply ask yourself the question, is my thought a flower or a weed? Will I want to grow this flower? Will I want to grow this weed? What will happen if I water the flower thought? What will happen if I water the weed thought? Where will it lead me to? What types of timelines will I experience if I water the flower? What types of experiences or timelines will I experience if I water the weed? And that will give you the most important indication as to what you want to do. Where do you want to spend your energy? We know that wherever energy goes, energy flows. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. So if we give our attention and our energy to the flower in our garden of life, it will bloom. If we give our attention and energy to weed thoughts, thus the same will happen. What we give is equal to what we receive, according to the law of attraction. So what are you going to give your attention to is the question you've got to ask yourself. Now here's what it gets complicated. In my own personal experience, I have definitely experienced having conversations with people who are not necessarily on the same path as me, who are not necessarily wanting to be or experience the same things I want to experience. And I find myself having to appease that part of the conversation, because that's maybe where our relationship grew. That's maybe something we bonded over. Maybe we initially grew our relationship from talking or complaining about something, right? So now I find myself in the position where I am having to go through and experience conversations which I don't believe are for my highest good and greatest joy. For example, if someone is complaining about someone I know, and if I don't necessarily feel like this is actually going to benefit me in any way, and I'm not sure what value I could add to the other person sitting in front of me about what they could do, it can make me feel a little uncomfortable. So then I start having thoughts, unconsciously and consciously, about judgment thoughts. They could be weed thoughts about this other person, because this other person has said, you know what, so and so has done this, this and that to me. That may actually make me have some weed thoughts, not flower thoughts that are going to benefit me. So when I'm having these weird thoughts about this other person, guess what? I'm not present to the moment. I'm not there because I'm thinking about this other person. I'm not being conscious of where I am, very present and aware as to what's going on. I've started to have unconscious weird thoughts. Attention is given, energy flows. So I will receive more of the same in return to me. It's the law of action, the law of karma. What you give is equal to what you receive. You will receive more of the same in return to you. You may even experience someone else doing that to you as well, because every action must be complemented by the opposite action in order to create harmony and balance. So in that moment when someone else is having a bit of a bitch sesh, it's important for me in that moment to become very present, to understand that my outer world is a direct reflection of what's going on in me. And maybe this is an opportunity for me to heal a part of me, or a limiting belief system or program or even painful memory within me that is still lurking there. That may be that healing that changes everything. You know, you have these times where you'll do a meditation and suddenly everything changes because the shift has happened. The paradigm has shifted for you. The experience and the timeline, you've now moved on to a different one. So you start to experience things very differently. So in that moment when I become very, very aware and present as to what is going on inside of me that I need to work on, is when I start to change my thoughts from thinking about the bitch sesh to thinking about what I can change within me. They then become flower thoughts. You can also use this technique when you're thinking about maybe projects you want to take on, right? If there are certain projects that you believe are for your highest good and greatest joy, let's say someone reaches out to you with a business proposition, but you don't necessarily think it's going to be a flower in your garden of life, and it's going to be a weed, encouraging you to participate in weed-driven activities, maybe lots of drinking, lots of going out in order to fulfill that business proposition, and you don't believe that that proposition is in alignment with your dharma, in alignment with who you truly are, then the only way that you can become present is you can understand that there's something in you that's being triggered. And when you have that present moment realization, that's when you can start to change it into a flower. You can actually say, okay, that's amazing. Thank you, universe, for bringing such amazing opportunities to me. And it may even in that moment, because you're grateful, because you're present and you're grateful, inspire you, actually, what if we tried a dry January event where lots of people are not drinking and going out, and it's more really wholesome activities that will inspire you to create that flower in your garden of life. So as you can see, every single opportunity we have is an opportunity for us to have flower thoughts or weed thoughts. And when we have more of these flower thoughts, when we water the flowers in our garden, they become beautiful, bountiful, amazing, and exactly in alignment with what we wish to experience. Therefore, we are happy, fulfilled, and abundant in our own experiences, in our lives. And the beautiful law of attraction says what we give is equal to what we receive, so we receive more of that in return. It's just that easy. Becoming present and aware and conscious of the moment helps us as our tool to be able to understand this concept. It's been an honor and a pleasure sharing this information with you. Do let me know if you like these kinds of thought-provoking videos by liking or commenting. If you haven't already subscribed, do go ahead, click the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, get notified every time I post a new video. Until next time, beautiful souls, namaste, bye.